So the doctor says, your labs are normal. You're fine. But you don't feel fine. You feel anxious, exhausted, not like yourself. You came to this doctor for help. Now you feel frustrated, confused, and probably at least a little bit judged. I hear stories like this all the time. So I decided to dig into why your labs can look normal when you know you feel so off. In this video, I break down why hormone tests don't always match how you feel. I'm going to break down what's going on with those numbers and, more importantly, what you can do even if the doctor says you're fine. But first, I want to be sure you understand this. If you've been treated like you're crazy or you're imagining this or you're making it up, I know you're not. This is real. What's happening to you is real, and it must feel crushing and devastating to be treated otherwise, and I'm sorry that happened to you. Labs are just a snapshot of data, but hormones fluctuate all the time. They always have, even in normal circumstances, even before menopause. So one reason your labs could look normal is because it's just that one moment in time. It's just like a frozen snapshot. And maybe in that moment, your hormones are within normal ranges. But at other moments, they're all over the place. They could be high, they could be low. Another reason, though, and probably more likely, is that the labs are measuring hormone levels, not function. In other words, it's measuring how much of a hormone you have, but not how your body's responding to it. So hormones are part of your body's communication system, and it works to signal various functions. But the hormones are only one side of it. The hormones are the signal, like someone talking, okay? But you also have receptors, the receiver of the signal, like someone listening. And receptors can lose their sensitivity. So even with the same signal, the receiver doesn't detect it. It's kind of blocked for whatever reason. Imagine you have a microphone and it's connected to an amplifier. And some 3-year-old is over there playing with the knobs on the amplifier, affecting the microphone, right? So someone's talking into the microphone, and 1 minute you can hear them just fine. But suddenly, because the kid's over there playing with the knobs, you can't hear anything, or you hear a word here and there, even though the person is actually still speaking at the exact same volume and the same level. The microphone is like a receptor, okay? The sound going into the microphone is the same, but because the microphone was turned down, the receptor, it's not receiving, so it doesn't have the effect it's meant to have. Your hormone levels might be in the right range, like the sound coming out of someone's mouth, but the receptor in your body that responds to that hormone might not be functioning correctly. For example, I found a study published in 2004 that shows that the hypothalamus and pituitary gland actually decrease in sensitivity to estrogen in perimenopausal women. So even though the estrogen would stay the same range, the body's response to it decreased. And there are other studies like that as well. This isn't the only one. This is just one example. Your nervous system actually sets the baseline for what's going on here. In our microphone metaphor, the amplifier is the nervous system. That's the control center. So the 3-year-old playing with all the knobs over there, that's menopause, right? And his little friends, chronic stress, overthinking, and emotional overload, things like that. These are all things that can disrupt the way your body uses the hormones. They are over there turning the knobs, messing with your microphone. So even if the levels of your hormones appear to be within the normal range, even if they're always in the normal range, the nervous system is chaotic. So your hormonal rhythm becomes chaotic too. You got the whole daycare over there, all of menopause stuff, messing with the knobs on the amplifier. So the microphone works sporadically. You hear a word here, 2 or 3, but most of the time, it's all over the place. You can't hear it. It's really choppy. Your hormones and your nervous system are so connected, and that's why we feel so chaotic during menopause, even with normal labs. And then there's another missing piece that's hardly ever talked about in menopause: how you feel, your emotional state. This changes how your body processes everything from sleep to metabolism to digestion, everything. And what I've found is that emotional integration and nervous system support, like breath work, mindful awareness, somatic practices, and other deeper work, create real harmony without chasing perfect numbers. Emotional regulation was my secret weapon against the chaos of perimenopause. When I woke up in the middle of the night with wild thoughts, when I had insomnia, and when I had panic attacks, I used specific nervous system practices. That's exactly what helped me with the emotional regulation to stop it. If you can start viewing menopause as a shift instead of a problem to solve, your experience will actually start to change. Remember, this is actually the beginning of the rest of your life, and it doesn't have to be painful. You don't have to suffer. It doesn't actually have to be a decline. I felt like I was in a decline at one time, and I don't anymore, not at all. So what if the purpose isn't to fix menopause, but to adapt gracefully? I found that when I tuned my emotional and biological systems to work together, the emotional and physical symptoms reduced naturally. Most of them stopped, and I reconnected with my energy and with a clarity that literally turned my life back around when I thought I was totally hopeless. I really thought, this is just my life now, and it wasn't good at the time. But it got a lot better when I shifted it. So if you've ever wondered why your labs say you're fine, the doctor says you're fine, but you know you're not fine, now you know there's more to menopause than just hormones. But now you're probably wondering, well, what do I do with this new information? And that's okay, because that's why I created the Holistic Menopause Roadmap. It's a free guide that walks you through my 6-pillar approach to natural, holistic menopause support that's focused on nervous system regulation, emotional regulation, and identity shifting, so that you can start to view this experience completely differently. Now, the link is in the description. Get it if you want to do menopause naturally, but you also want to start feeling like yourself again. And let me ask you a favor. If you know another woman who's frustrated with the whole "your labs look normal, you're fine" response, pass this video on to her, share it with her, so she can get a look at the big picture too.